for a lot of people, religion is important because it gives them a social grouping. My name is Amir Hussain. I'm a professor of theological studies at Loyola Marymount University, which is the Jesuit university in Los Angeles. You know, if you, for example, live in the American South and you don't belong to a church, it's not just about religious things on Sunday morning worship, it's about the Friday afternoon events, the Wednesday fall suppers, the dances, the social hours, you know, all that kind of stuff.
I think religion's detrimental in a few ways. It teaches people to believe in the supernatural. My name is Jim Underdown. I'm the executive director of the Center for Inquiry in Los Angeles, and I'm the chair of the Independent Investigations Group. We in the pro-science community are evidence-based, and we try to have good, solid reasons for however we think the universe operates. And that includes in the operating theaters and building airline jets and all sorts of things. So once you get into a system that's not evidence-based, it's faith-based, it opens up all sorts of different possibilities.
People often think that religion and science are somehow mutually exclusive, and that's not really how it works. And so the idea being that, look, as a scientist, you may know when someone dies. You may have very good information about how the end-of-life process takes place. You may have very good idea about how when a person is buried, they decompose and revert to the soil around them. When your parents pass away, that's probably not going to help you deal with that, you know, knowing that they decompose at this rate, you know, having a sense of why this happens, having a sense of who you are, having a sense of where you come from, where you go. I think those are the kinds of things that religion is incredibly helpful for.
And of course, that doesn't even include religious wars that have happened historically and continue to happen, massive amounts of prejudice and bigotry based on religious beliefs, and on and on. I think our morality comes from lots of different places, our experience with human beings around us throughout our lives. If you have moral parents and you grow up in a moral environment, I think your chances of being a moral person are much more likely.
I would never say that morality comes exclusively from religion, because my friends who are atheists are moral people. So I think for some people there's that sense of right and wrong, what you do. I think for others of us there really is this sense of religious teachings that say you have to be responsible to the person beside you because you believe you come from common origins. By that I don't even mean the same religion. You know, taking for example Christians, Muslims, and Jews, all three of those traditions believe there's one God, the same God who's created human beings, that we have obligations to God, but we have obligations to each other precisely because we're created by the same God.
But it also comes from nature in a way. It comes from our genetics. We are social creatures, and we have always known how to behave in groups and somewhat cooperate with people. Is that perfect? Of course it isn't. There are aberrant behaviors all around, but in general, I think those sources are environment, philosophy and thought through the ages, and our natural innate inclinations add up to pretty decent morality.
In that sense, for many of us, you know, our morality comes from religion, but I don't want to say that's exclusively the case, because there's other folks for whom, who aren't religious, for whom morality is just as important. Do I think it's foolish to believe in God or not believe in God? No, I think, you know, people have the opportunity to accept that or not to accept that. I think the fact that there are so many of us who begin to think that, you know, there's something beyond us. It's not just us, our lives, this world, but there's something greater, you know, leads to that understanding of the divine.
I'm not real keen on completely denying the existence of God. I don't know everything about the universe, so to 100% deny the existence of God, I don't think anybody can really do that. 99% or 99 point something percent, I think you can be pretty confident that God does not exist.
I can't prove to you the existence of God. I mean, people try to do that all the time. by whatever reasons, mathematical proofs, looking at the sunset, philosophical kinds of things. To me, that's not a useful argument. I think you either believe in God or you don't. I can't convince you by rational arguments in the way that I can convince you that carbon dioxide is a byproduct of fire. Let's say there's no scientific proof that I can give.
We're not in the business of denying that anything exists. I mean, I can deny that there's an elephant standing in this room, but something as abstract as God, as most people conceive of God, that's a lot harder to deny categorically. So it's sort of a question we don't really deal with. Is it likely it exists? Absolutely not.